Hi, Libra. Sorry, I'm banging things. I want to go ahead and get into your reading for the last portion of February 2019. I do want to mention, though, first that a lot of people have been really kind and offer or want to offer donations and to my channel, and I have been able to figure out how to make that happen. So basically, I'm going to be putting a link to how to make that happen. All right? Right? So we're going to go ahead and get into your reading right now for the last portion of February. The link for that will be in the description box below for you, okay? I've already shuffled these cards. I'm going to shuffle them a little bit more, though, all right? Show me energies present for Libra, last portion of February 2019. Sun, Moon, Rising for Libra, and relationship readings for the last portion of February 2019 for Libra, please. Show me for Libra. First card out, you have the Star, Libra. Aquarian energy. Could be dealing with an Aquarius. It's talking about healing. It's talking about healing. Healing to a point where we can actually start going after our dreams, going after our beliefs, going after wish fulfillment of our own. Sometimes it can talk about certain levels of wish fulfillment coming toward us. It can talk about a significant level of healing. You know, emotional healing, healing from situations that have been painful, healing from life situations that were necessary, but that caused healing, caused movement. Show me more for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You have the Ace of Wands here, Libra. The Ace of Wands talks about new beginnings. It talks about forward thought, forward action. Wands are action cards. They're moving forward in something very passionately, especially for the Ace of Wands. Moving forward for something towards something passionately, trusting in your intuition. Here, this is a big intuition card as well. Trusting in your intuition in regard to the decision that you want to go towards, what makes sense for you, what works for you. Show me more for Libra. Card came out like this, halfway. It is the Three of Swords, and it's in reverse. So the Three of Swords in reverse, it could mean that you are on the fence or in the you know what, honestly, I feel this is more in the process of healing from a painful situation that you've been experiencing with someone, or just a situation in your life that's been really tumultuous. The Three of Swords in reverse, it talks about letting things go that you have been hurt about, you know, things that have been painful to the heart, painful to the mind, the emotional aspect of yourself, the mental aspect of yourself, constantly being embroiled in a situation that no longer serves you. It's caused more pain than anything, but you're letting it go. You're seeing a different aspect of it, and one that essentially is better and better suited for you. You can move away from it. New beginnings, healing from that type of energy. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, underneath the Three of Swords in reverse, you actually have the Four of Swords in reverse. This deck has been shuffled a lot, and it's not brand new. I've had it for a while. I just don't really use it. But we have the Four of Swords in reverse here. So this is essentially, when this is upright, this is essentially talking about the necessity to heal the heart, okay? Here, we're healing the heart. We've gone through the pain. We've gone through the lessons. Here, we're healing, all right? Here, we've got a new beginning, and that happens after we essentially do a fair level of self-evaluation and taking the time for us that is necessary. At the bottom of the deck for the Three of Swords in reverse, you have the Four of Swords in reverse. So this here, taking a break, taking time for yourself, treating yourself well, not engaging in situations with people that have been really tumultuous for you. You know, taking the reins of your own life and dictating what works for you. If I need to separate myself from you to feel better, I will. If I need to remove myself from the situation entirely, I will. Here, though, in reverse, this indicates that we've done the time. Oh, I guess there's a clock in there too. We've done the time here in regard to healing. We've done that. We have a new perspective. This Ace of Wands is the center card here, okay? This talks about new beginnings. It talks about feeling vibrant again in your life, you know? Look at the card though too. Look at the aspect of the card, the artistry. This is, it's kind of dark. It's kind of gothy. It's kind of, it's darker. So what it feels though, this is coming out of a darker period, coming out of the darker period of yourself and that you've been in, but it's a new beginning. It's like shaking it off finally, releasing things for something positive to come into your life. Show me more for Libra. That didn't take long. The Empress. So the Empress, it's Taurus energy. You could be dealing with an Aquarian. You could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't matter. But the Empress is somebody who is essentially, they're all about self-care. They're all about nurturing the self. Here we have, and the Empress is beneath the star. We have somebody, you, who is incredibly keen on taking care of themselves after a time of pain, after a time of releasing from a heavy situation, a burden released. What makes you feel positive about yourself? What makes you feel good about yourself? What can you do to nurture yourself so that you actually care about you? This is all about self-care. It's all about self-care, regeneration, nurturance. It's about being in a very healthy space with yourself, knowing yourself fully, knowing what makes you tick, knowing what makes you feel good in your life, okay? My spin on the Empress often is what we put into our bodies, what we put into our mind, what comes out of our mouths, you know, the words we speak, the intention that comes along with them. What are the things that we watch and absorb in our life and take in? Are we, you know, watching daytime, what the fuck, reality TV that's totally scripted and bullshit and like preys on your reactions? Like it's all reactionary television. There's nothing real about it, okay? I've been in the entertainment industry. There's nothing real about it. There's, you know, all of this bullshit. But like this is an energy where we take care of ourselves. We nurture ourselves. We make sure that we are in alignment with what truly works for us. And we welcome healing into our lives. We welcome it so much that we actually take the time to create that healing. We seek it. That gives us new movement. That gives us forward energy. Here, underneath that Empress, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, deep necessity to heal, especially after a breakdown of emotional frustration, pain with the Three of Swords. It fell out over here and it fell out upright. This is what's going on here. This is healing. This is healing, okay? I'm going to put that actually with the Empress. The Ace of Cups upright. Yes, I know a lot of people say, oh, it's a cup of love. Somebody's coming to give you a cup of love. It has a lot of meanings, all right? This is deep healing, self-reflection, care, loving yourself. All about loving the self here. All about loving yourself. Okay? All right, Libra, let's keep going. Show me the Ace of Wands for Libra. Show me the Ace of Wands for Libra. Okay. So for the Ace of Wands, we have 4 cards that popped out. So essentially what we're dealing with here, the first 2 cards that popped out are the Emperor in reverse, Aries energy, and the 5 of Cups. Okay. So what this is telling me is that we've essentially, the Emperor in reverse is not a fun customer. This is a person, male or female. They are incredibly self-serving. They dictate situations. They're tyrants. They do not communicate well. They just do what they want to do when they want to do it, and be damned, you're in the way, you know. This is somebody that you can't really communicate with. It's somebody that will overthrow you. They don't value your time, your energy. Sometimes they don't value your body. They do what they want and they take. They orchestrate things in their favor. No matter what or how it affects you, okay? They're very manipulative, sometimes very, very manipulative. That's the Emperor in reverse. It popped out, all these cards popped out, but they popped out 2 by 2. So this one came with the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is talking about regret, pain, frustration. This, I don't feel, is this Emperor in reverse. I don't feel that this person is feeling that. I feel that you're more so getting over this. The Five of Cups talks about emotional stagnation. It talks about feeling regret, remorse, being exhausted by all of those internal emotional feelings. The Five of Cups in reverse talks about releasing energy, okay? I can already feel here, though, with the Star, the Empress, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Four of Swords, which came out again, you are releasing energy. That's all indicative of letting this person go. Now, it could be a spouse, a partner. I feel this is a relationship issue, but it's somebody that you are healing from. It's a situation that you've experienced that you're releasing. And it's like, feels like we're in the phase of, like, the last phases of cutting the ties. You know, even if this person isn't currently in your life, the aftermath is currently within you, and it feels like that's something. It's more like a transformation energy, what I'm feeling here. Yeah, I'm feeling a very big transformation energy, but something that's more so in a positive vein, because you're the one bringing it on. You're the one that sees the level of pain and depth of frustration that you've been experiencing in the situation, and you're taking the active steps to change it. You are changing your life by changing your mind, your heart, your emotional being. You know, it takes a lot to do that, and that takes an incredible amount of strength, and I applaud you for that if this is what you're up to, because not a lot of people like looking at themselves, and not a lot of people like taking ownership and accountability for the situations that they've been in. A lot of people like to play the victim. Here, Libra, and you being beautiful Libras who are very truthful, often Libras can be pieces of shit too, but a lot of the time, you know, you guys seek the truth. You're truth seekers. You are analytical sometimes to a fault. Like I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I feel that this is releasing this. I feel that the Five of Cups is happening in reverse with this person. I'm going to keep it upright just because it's how it fell out. But yeah, this is for the Ace of Wands here. It's a brand new beginning. And you may still be experiencing this here, Libra, but it's letting it go. It's releasing it. The reason I say that here too is the Four of Swords. It popped out earlier. I think it was clarifying or at the bottom of the deck for the Three of Swords. The Four of Swords is essentially, we've taken our time. We've separated ourselves from a person, or they've separated from us. There may be no communication, but it doesn't matter anymore. We've taken the time to heal from whatever the situation has been. This is having done that. It's having done so. It's releasing it. It's that or not taking the time to heal, but everything else is talking about doing what you need to do to take care of yourself. What fell out with that? Six of Wands. Six of Wands is moving towards something that makes sense for you. It's the victory card. It's the self-victory card, self-awareness, recognizing what works for the self, recognizing what we need in regard to nurturing ourselves. It's like you're on the path to doing that. You know, you're on the path to self-love, to giving yourself self-nurturance. And it calls for awareness. It calls for blatant, blunt awareness, you know? This Emperor energy in reverse, it's not something easily let go of. This is a person that basically, they're the type of energy that can pull you through the gutter. They ruin lives. They are incredibly reckless, and they disregard people on all levels. It's just about them. It's almost like a narcissistic, sociopathic type thing. And I don't want to say the person that you're dealing with is that, but this energy is kind of that nature. And for the Ace of Wands, this is talking about releasing it, letting it go, changing the dynamic here, which is in the mind and the heart on the emotional level. It's about letting things go so you can have a fresh start. It's about steeping and marinating in something for so long that you know now that it served its purpose, but it no longer serves you to stay in that stagnation. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Show me the Three of Swords in reverse for Libra. Yeah, so the Three of Cups and the Six of Cups for the Three of Swords in reverse. So this is clarifying. This is the person from the past. It's likely that they may have had third-party situations that they may have involved you in. Yeah, it's a partner from the past, but, and it's somebody that's like, I feel here too, I know the Three of Cups, I know the Knight of Wands is the player card, but I'm feeling very much player here, player energy here. It's somebody who treats life as a game. They treat things as escapades and adventures when, more like conquests, like personal conquests, another notch in the belt, you know, towards what I want. And it's on a lower level. It's on a mundane level that isn't necessarily jiving with where you are, what you want in your life and where you are in your life. And so when we remove that from our lives and we heal from that, we get better outcomes. At the bottom of the deck for those two cards is the Two of Cups, and it's in reverse. So the Two of Cups is essentially, the Two of Cups is a card that talks about underneath the Two of Cups in reverse, we have the Knight of Wands. So remember when I just said I'm feeling a very heavy player energy here? This is what I'm talking about. So with the Two of Cups talks about undeniable bonds. It talks about relationships. It talks about people that we love. You know, here in the picture, we've got two people and they are not facing each other, okay? They're back to back. And they're not seeing eye to eye, all right? There's blood on her dress. There's blood on her dress. It's in reverse. This is essentially releasing a relationship. It's releasing your heart from the connection that the relationship may have brought you, or you've been stuck in that connection. Releasing the heart energy for that, recognizing what cords need to be cut and doing so. Yeah, it's in regard to this Knight of Wands energy, which I very much feel is this Emperor in reverse energy, this person who was more tyrannical and an asshole in your life. And if some of you are not experiencing this at all, this is not your reading. So I feel that you can clarify. Show me the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So this is change. This is total change. You have, for the Ace of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. This is you taking responsibility for what makes you feel good. It's taking responsibility for the positivity in your life and how you bring that to yourself. Healing and stabilizing the foundations for you, okay? After third-party situations. Show me the Empress here for Libra. So in regard to the Empress, we have the Ace of Swords and we have the Fool. So Libra, this is you basically taking control of your life here, cutting out what no longer serves you, being very genuine and truthful and honest with yourself. I don't even think it's like you're in communication with somebody. You might be in communication with somebody, but what this feels like, honestly, to me is like self-evaluation time, releasing things, creating active cutting of ties with people, with mindsets, with emotional distress. This is what this reading feels like for me. And giving yourself the opportunity for a brand new beginning. The Fool happens, yes, it's a brand new beginning, but the Fool happens when we go through pain, when we go through situations that essentially break us down, when we go through things that cause us to break us down and build ourselves back up. It's the building back up that this is about. It's a transformation in one's life. But what they do is that they're very clear in understanding what has affected them, how it has affected them, how it's caused them to grow, and they actively apply that to the new beginning, okay? That's for the Empress here. Show me the Six of Cups for Libra. Yeah, you have the Hangman here for the Six of Cups. in regard to this person from your past, this is where you're at. It's almost like a stagnation here, I feel. You've been in your head about it. This is also Pisces energy, but you've been in your head about this situation for a considerable amount of time in regard to what they've done, in regard to this Three of Swords that has happened, and it's time to release it. You've done enough evaluation here. The Four of Swords card, that is also very... it lends itself very nicely to the Hangman, just because they're both cards of taking time for the self to reevaluate things. An evaluation has already happened. This is just reiterating the evaluation of what's already transpired between the two of you. And rather than steeping it anymore, you're going towards your own victory. You're going towards whatever makes you happier. But it's all through self-nurturance. It's all through the acceptance of the process of this situation to release it from your life so you're no longer entangled and ensnared in it, okay? Show me the star. Show me the star for Libra. Yeah, so with the star, we have, first of all, the moon. Coming from the moon, yes, it can talk about people who are deceptive with us. They don't bring the full truth. They lie, they cheat, they're deceiving. Yes. Here in this card, the moon, we're talking about, look, she's even got a torch here. The moon can talk about moving forward out of a situation that is muddy. It's unclear. Everything isn't lit, but you still have that movement. Here, we're holding this Ace of Wands. We're going forward towards what we want. We're changing our perspective. We're healing energies that have been stagnant and frustrating for us, okay? Yeah, that's part of it, but it's the initiative to move out of a situation that is entirely cloudy. It's muddy, it's painful. It comes from deception. It comes from frustration. It comes from being hurt. You have wolves behind her. Wolves, I'm seeing it in two ways. I'm seeing it as wolves in sheep's clothing behind her. She's backing away from things that are potential danger. And also, wolves speak of great triumph. They speak of perseverance. They're very protective, and it's self-protection. It's that Empress energy, again, fortifying that movement towards out of the dark, you know? Here we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Two of Wands. So the Knight of Swords is somebody who is very clear in their decision-making. A lot of the time it's communication. You could have communication from this person. That's a possibility. And you may be dealing with them and telling them, listen, I've dealt with this enough. I'm healing myself. I'm doing what I need to do in my life to maintain my stability, my mental stability, and my happiness. Or you don't have to talk to them at all. It's really dependent upon you. But as a personal energy, the Knight of Swords is somebody who gets very clear in regard to what they want, and they go after it wholeheartedly. And what they're going after is this Two of Wands here. Okay, this is choosing new paths, choosing direction. The world is essentially at your fingertips and at the ready. What else came out with it is karma. So this is judgment here. This whole reading is about judgment. Judgment upon what we felt. Judgment upon what we've experienced in a situation. How to bring closure to a situation. How to heal ourselves. How to look at everything on the minute levels and start to really address them. You know, healing is not an overnight process. Healing can take years. I'm not saying it's going to, but when we actually become very clear in what it is that we've experienced, when we become very honest with what it is we've experienced, and when we become accepting of how we've experienced things, we start to create the pathway to health and mental well-being. So it's funny because none of the other readings, you're the last reading, none of the other readings got oracle cards. One of them did, and that was by fluke. But when I was asking, I asked my boyfriend's daughter to pick these cards. Okay, she's been great about that, and I love her dearly. She's wonderful. But yeah, she's good with that. She also picked this deck, which I don't. It's an oracle deck, but it is the Crystal of Wisdom Healing Oracle deck. She picked this deck. This is not the card she picked, but I'm going to go ahead and pull one out of here because this is something that was important here for whatever reason. So show me for Libra. What card do we need from the Crystal Oracle deck? Healing with Crystal Oracle deck. Show me. Peridot. So hopefully whatever this Peridot card is about, I'm about to read it for you, but maybe it'll resonate. It might for some, it might not for others. Who knows? Peridot, emotional cleansing. This whole reading is about emotional cleansing. Healing, emotional cleansing. Peridot frees the mind. Peridot frees the mind from unwelcome, envious thoughts, night terrors, and is transmutative and purifying. The self-understanding aspect of this card. You are deeply emotional and may possessively cling to the past or beat yourself up over mistakes. By nature, jealous, you have dark thoughts. Detoxify your emotions, learn to forgive and let go. Follow your own life plan without judging yourself or being envious of others. You have the power to go through fiery transmutation and emerge transformed. I think that's definitely the message of this reading. Divination. Use energy wisely. Recognize how outside influences operate in your life. Develop your own protection. Learn to rely on your own inner guidance. Peridot indicates farewells and disappointment in love. Avoid jealousy. Be assertive without aggression. You have a powerful destiny and great integrity. Money is earned from your talents. Frequency, earthy to high. Chakra is heart and solar plexus, so feeling, heart healing. The timing, they've got timing on these cards, is Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Some of you may have been dealing with that. And the soul path for this card is emotional purification. So that's Peridot. I hope that this reading was helpful for you. My name is Isel. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic. If you found that this reading was helpful, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, if you want to donate, feel free to donate. I'm happy for that if you do, and no pressure if you don't. It's not an issue. I just appreciate people who communicated that to me. Yeah, go ahead and, oh my God. I will go ahead and be back in 2 weeks for the March reading for you, Libra, and I hope that that was helpful for you. I hope this was helpful for you, and I will see you soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.